All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back. It's Dave. It's the Real Music Observer, observing real music in real time for real people just like you and just like me. A few days ago, REO Speedwagon on their Facebook page actually posted a parody video of their song Can't Fight This Feeling. The tune, which was hilarious, is called I Can't Do Homework Anymore. And it's parents dealing with their kids and trying to figure out what their homework is. And it's a really fun parody, and it's cool that REO actually recognized it and put it on their site. But it got me to thinking about the song Can't Fight This Feeling and how it's one of those Beethoven moments in rock. The song is just an incredible song written by Cronin with a lot of help from his bandmates, especially Neal Doughty, who is an original founding member of REO Speedwagon. In fact, he's the only guy left from the very original band, which started in the late 1960s. Neal composes this intro and really worked through that piano intro, which has become very iconic. As soon as you hear those notes, you're just absolutely sucked into that story that's about to be told about how, two friends started out as friendship, grows stronger. One has to just say to himself, I can't fight this feeling anymore. And Cronin writes some great lyrics and really sort of reasserts himself as the guy who can get this group out of a funk. Okay? And not that they were in a funk, but High Infidelity was such an amazing album and came out of nowhere, and nobody expected. I mean, this is a band that had recorded an album called 9 Lives before that, which really couldn't get the time of day. It did get some play on rock stations and is a pretty good record. But they changed up some of the production. They put a little bit more gloss, a little bit more sheen on the songs, and they wrote some really fantastic material. There's no question about it. I mean, it's song after song after song, and rock stations played almost the entire album. Top 40, of course, you had your first official power ballad, according to me. Some may disagree with that, but I think Keep On Lovin' You was the marriage of just roaring Gary Richrath guitars. He intentionally would walk into a session where Cronin was, playing this lilting melody on the piano, and he'd come in and he'd play these dirty guitar riffs right next to him, and eventually those two things merged and became this incredible song called Keep On Lovin' You. Some apologies to Love Hurts by Nazareth, because I think that's a prototype of what a power ballad would be, but I think the guitar distortion marriage between that and the piano was something that we hadn't heard. Other bands later on, Waiting for a Girl Like You, much softer, Open Arms, much softer. So I give a lot of credit to REO for this power ballad marriage between the two instruments. But they had 2 albums like this. They followed up High Infidelity with Good Trouble. And what they did wrong there was they didn't wait long enough. They didn't get the fans hungry enough for a new album. They also went right back to the same well and tried the same type of production on Good Trouble. They had Keep the Fire Burnin', which I think got to number 5, which is still a pretty huge accomplishment. But then after that, the album did not have the same sort of radio sticking power as High Infidelity. In fact, fans were still buying High Infidelity when Good Trouble came out. There's a song called Sweet Time, which is sort of a nice mid-tempo ballad kind of song that did get some airplay. But compared to what happened on the prior album, it was a huge disappointment. The band took a couple years to record Wheels Are Turnin'. They changed the production. They changed the sound of the record. The sound is much more laid back throughout the entire record. I mean, Gary Richrath is still allowed to wail and do great guitar solos, but that sheen, that guitar, that buzz, it's kind of not there anymore. As far as Can't Fight This Feeling, it was Kevin Cronin reasserting his songwriting genius there and composing a song and a story that would hook people in. Making this video on MTV, and there are actual two videos for this song in actuality. There's one where Kevin is at the piano and he's struggling to kind of come up with ideas, and then eventually they start to figure it out, and then they do the song. The other one is this really sort of, I don't want to call it dark, but kind of the stages of life type of thing, where at the end of the video, Kevin Cronin is made up to be an old man. At the beginning, you see a baby. So there's all of this sort of deep meaning that's infused into these lyrics and into this song. But the song is really, I think, about two people, say, in the workplace who, you know, eventually fall in love, and they were just friends, and then it grows stronger, and it's a great storyline. And that's why it's kind of like a Beethoven moment, because you've got Neal Doughty who composed this amazing keyboard riff, and Kevin Cronin who writes some really great lyrics and composed, you know, most of the melody. And you still have the genius of Gary Richrath, who at this point is probably feeling a little left out, but his guitar solo is one of pure, you know, beauty and joy, and it's so melodic and it's so recognizable. It's a shame that I think at that point, though, that these guys were kind of butting heads hard on, you know, what this band should be. Should it be a pop band that does ballads? Should it be a rock band? Should it go back to the days of 9 Lives and the stuff they did before? And they really struggled with that. They still made some great music for, you know, most of the decade. Unfortunately, Gary leaves the band, and they replace Gary in 1990. In fact, he and the drummer leave. The drummer retires, and Gary is he's in rough shape. He's a guy who went through rehab and really had some substance abuse issues. But he and Kevin Cronin never, ever got back together again to record or do anything meaningful. So it was kind of a sad departure, because a lot of people looked at Gary Richrath as a guitar god, and he kind of was. He passed away a few years ago, and it's just a sad thing. But this song, Can't Fight This Feeling, it has managed to stay on everybody's soft rock playlist throughout the years. If you're driving down the road, you're likely to hear it on your favorite, you know, sort of hits of yesterday and today kind of station. Everybody is still playing it. So it's, you know, it's still making some money for the band. And it's one of those iconic moments in rock music history, what I consider to be a Beethoven moment for Kevin Cronin and REO Speedwagon. All right, done with this video. Something a little different here. I figured I'd change it up and talk about a song. I was totally inspired by that Homework song. If you can look that up, it's hysterical. It'll make you laugh. All right, see you soon, everybody.